I want to do is I want to just prepare our minds just for a moment. I want everybody in this room, I don't care if you are a 6A. You could be a 6A 23-15. The bottom line is I want everybody to put in your mind right now that this is my very first training. I went to a meeting, I got my machine today, and this is my very first training. So forget about your past experiences in this industry. A lot of times people come, into Enagic and they figure I'm going to bring my habits from this company into this company. And a lot of times you'll find probably take you maybe a year or so, but you'll discover that it's not working. Because this is a whole different animal altogether. All right? So I want you to understand that. We in this company, we don't stack products we don't have to. In this company, we don't buy a whole lot of machines and hope somebody will buy them. Okay? It is a very, very simple, process. It's us that complicate it. We confuse it. Especially when we get a little bit, as we say in South Carolina, educated, right? We learn a whole lot about this machine or this particular nutraceutical, and then we want to tell the world everything that we know when it's not even necessary. Right? So for those of you who have, I'm seeing some new faces here. Is this your first time seeing Tamia? No, it's not. I saw you last night. Don't even try it. So everybody, you pretty much know my story, right? But this is what I want to share with you tonight. This part of my story, some of you may not know. When Anna Wilshire, my sponsor, exposed me to this wonderful technology, and many of you know because I have a son that lost oxygen at birth and was diagnosed with being severely mentally retarded. Okay, and doctors predicted that my son will never be able to do anything for himself, that he'd be dependent on us for the rest of his life. That's what they said. All right, so the bottom line is she tried to convince me to get started in the business. And I really didn't want to. I didn't want to build a business with Enagic. See, I was already involved in another company. You know what I'm talking about? And they said they had given me this beautiful white Mercedes-Benz. I remember almost fainting on the stage, when they gave me the keys to this beautiful white Mercedes-Benz, right? Well, it wasn't mine. Okay, and I'll tell you that in just a moment. So to make a long story short, I told her I did not want to do it. I don't want to give you my social security number, like it really mattered. My credit was so bad, she probably would have, got put out the company had they needed it to put me in. Because that's how bad it was at the time, So at the end of the day, what I decided to do is to go ahead and sign up, to fill out the forms necessary to be a distributor. But with her understanding that I'm not going to do this. Okay, you can go ahead, she said, but you may want to do it in the future. So to satisfy her, I filled out the forms. Make a long story short, every time somebody would come to my house and they'd ask for water, I go to my machine and I press the button and it would say Kangen water 9.5. They want to know, well, what is that? I'm like, I don't know what it is. All I know is I'm using it for my son. Okay, I'm building this business. I really don't know much about it. So go to this lady's house and she'll explain it to you. And I would send them to Honor's house. All right? And what she would do, which was very, very smart, she would sign them up under me. Even though I told her I wasn't doing the business, she would still sign them up underneath me. And then I started getting these checks in the mail. I'm like, now wait a minute. This something going on here. But that is not what really excited me. What excited me is that I sent a young lady over to her house by the name of Yvette Reeves. And then I sent another young man over to her house by the name of Seymour Wisdom. Yes. And they paid for their machines cash. And when that happened, I got full payment, full commission. And I got the 2 checks the same day in the same mailbox. And it had the same name on it, which was Tamia Colon at that time, right? So I opened those envelopes and I almost had $2,000 in my hands. Boy, I was excited. Can you imagine? Yeah. Because the other company that I was in that I did not want to leave, that I wanted to build, I wasn't even getting $35 in residual income. Not enough to fill my Mercedes-Benz, build the tank. Okay? So to make a long story short, I said, Anna, I called her up and I said, listen, I know that I said I wasn't interested in building this business. I said, but can I just come over to your house just one more time so you can explain the compensation plan to me so that I'll be able to really do this thing, And I went over and she showed me what she knew and I got started. So we did a lot of trying of this and trying of that, but eventually we finally perfected it. And that's what I'm going to share with you tonight. As a result of doing a few basic things, and if you don't do all of it, I'm not going to tell you that it's not going to work. If you don't do all of it and you apply most of it at least,